The trait that you need to do well with money over time, no matter who you are, is a well-calibrated sense of your future regret. What are you going to end up regretting in the past? And I think at the highest level, that's how you should base all of your financial decisions is, will I regret spending this or not spending this? Will I regret making or not making this investment? I defined rich as you have enough money to buy what you want, to pay for your mortgage, to make your car payment, to go out to dinner with your friends. You have money in the bank. Wealth, I think, is very different. Wealth is money that you did not spend, and maybe you will not spend. So wealth is hidden. It's the money that you didn't spend on a car. It's the money that you didn't spend on a big house. You didn't spend on jewelry. And that's really important because wealth that's saved up, the unspent money, is what gives you independence and autonomy and just the ability to wake up every morning and do whatever you want with your life. And so I think separating that is really important because when most people say, I want to be a millionaire, what they actually mean is I want to spend $1 million. That's what they mean. And when I think about being a millionaire, I think it's you have $1 million that you're not going to spend. And that because you're not going to spend it, you have this giant cushion that will give you independence and autonomy. And so you can wake up tomorrow and say, I can do whatever the hell I want today. I can work for who I want. I can work for as long as I want. I can retire when I want. The world is yours. Like every bit of savings that you have is a piece of your future that you own. You're just buying your time in the future so that it's yours and you can do whatever you want with it. And that to me has always been the goal.
Is that when we have less, we are reckless with our money?
When all your options are bad, your willingness to take a risk explodes because you got nothing else to lose. And I think you see this in a lot of areas in life. One that I see it all the time in, that is a big news story in the United States. I don't know if it's the same in Canada, but in America, we spend something like $100 billion a year on lottery tickets. $100 billion. It's massive that people spend on lottery tickets. And if you dig into who's buying it, it's almost exclusively poor people. They buy the vast majority of lottery tickets. And the poorer you are, the more lottery tickets you buy. And these are some people for whom they literally can't buy food, or they might be homeless. And whatever little money they have, they go into a 7-Eleven and buy some scratcher tickets. And you might look at that and say, like, you idiots, like, what are you doing? This is the dumbest idea I've ever seen. And maybe that's the right answer. Like, maybe you could just stop there. But in Kahneman's framework, I think it starts to make a little bit more sense. If you have someone in a situation like this, who in their mind at least, they think, I can't get a raise, I can't build a career, I can't get promoted, I'm kind of stuck in minimum wage job. If that's their mindset, then buying a lottery ticket might be the only time in their life where they can say to themselves and believe, like, this is my literally ticket out of here. This is the only chance that I have to get ahead. The most valuable financial skill that anybody can have is not needing to impress other people. If you don't need to impress other people, that is an asset on your balance sheet that is worth $1 billion. Because so much of society as a whole and an individual is just geared towards how can I get other people's attention? How can I show off to other people? How can they like me more? I was a valet here in LA all throughout college at a 5-star hotel here in town. So I was young. I was, age 19 to 24, something like that. And all day it was people driving in Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces. And one day it hit me. I remember the moment because it was like out of the blue, it hit me. Whenever someone would drive in a Rolls Royce or something, never once would I look at the driver and say, that guy's cool. Like, wow, look at him, he's so cool. What I did is I imagined myself as the driver, and then I thought if I was a driver, people would think I'm cool. And it was like, wait, don't you see like the disconnect here? Nobody cares about the driver, but they want to be the driver because they think people will then care about them. And once you realize that, like, the takeaway is nobody is thinking about you as much as you are. Nobody cares about your stuff as much as you do. Nobody cares about your car or your house or your clothes or your jewelry as much as you do. Because to the extent that they're even looking at them, they're looking at your car, looking at your house, really what they're doing is imagining themselves with that nice car. They're not giving you the credit. They're imagining themselves having it. So once I realized that was the game that was being played in society, once you recognize that's the game, your willingness, your desire to show off plunges. And of course, I like nice stuff. I like nice cars. I want some nice clothes. I live in a decent house. But once you realize that, it plunges. A lot of what's probably giving you stress in life is that you don't have control over what you're doing. And if you view every dollar of savings that you have as a bit of your future that you own and control, then I think that mindset can shift pretty dramatically. And it's like, that's the ticket out. The ticket out is not a nicer car. It's not a bigger house. It's not better clothes. The ticket out is independence. That's what's going to give you the better career. It's what's going to make you happier. It's what's going to make you healthier. And the only thing that's going to give you independence is having enough money saved up so that you can choose where you want to live, maybe even what job you want. You can choose at some point down the road when you retire. If you get sick, it's not just going to break you immediately. Having that independence is going to take more weight off your shoulders than anything else you can do in life.